The story begins with a musical program happening at a wedding in a village in Punjab, referred to locally as an akhada. The akhada belongs to Amar Singh Chamkila and Amarjot, who are famous throughout India for their provocative songs. There is a unique level of enthusiasm among the villagers to hear them. As soon as Chamkila's car arrives near the akhada, the first bullet hits Amarjot, and the second bullet hits Chamkila, causing chaos among the crowd. The story then delves into his childhood, where he embraced the vulgarity of his surroundings. Since his school days, he started writing obscene songs, which often led to him being punished at school. News of his death spreads like wildfire across Punjab, and everyone mourns his demise. When one of his disciples goes to the police to request them to deliver his body to his home, the police refuse, citing his obscene songs as the reason. On the other hand, a man named Tikki, sitting in a local bar, tells everyone how he made Amar Singh Chamkila, and starting narrating his story. He recounts that in 1977, Amar used to work in a factory making socks before he became a singer. It was during this time that they met. Tikki used to work for another famous singer, Jitendra Jinda, back then. Amar, eager to meet Jinda, persuades him to introduce them. Initially, Tikki refuses, but eventually, due to Amar's persistence, he agrees. Amar sings his written song to Jinda, who likes it immensely. Jinda offers him a job and starts singing his songs. In 1978, at an akhada in Chandigarh, people were going crazy to see Jinda on stage, but Jinda was nowhere to be found. The entire team backstage was worried that if Jinda didn't show up, the audience wouldn't spare them. Suddenly, Tikki also comes backstage and says that until Jinda arrives, he will manage the stage because he write the songs and set the tunes for him. Amar sees this as an opportunity and quickly gets ready, but his female singer Sonia refuses to perform with him upon seeing the lyrics of his songs. The producer of the akhada pressures her, and Sonia also agrees. Before going on stage, his name is asked. The producer doesn't like it, so he names him Chamkila. Initially, people did not want him on stage and they shouted for Zinda. But as soon as he starts singing without anyone's consent, the audience begins to enjoy it. Then Sonia also comes on stage to accompany him, and they start singing together, much to the audience's delight. Just as Jinda arrives at the akhada, people start chanting Chamkila's name. Sometime later, Jinda deceives everyone and goes to Canada for a show with another team. He also betrays Tikki and Sonia, who had been with him for a long time. Sonia's manager tells Chamkila that a new pair will be made now, Sonia and Chamkila, and he will arrange the akhada and album recording for them. Chamkila arrives home, where his uncle shouts at him to cut his hair. But when Chamkila shows him the money he earned from singing, he falls silent. Chamkila starts his akhada, and in 1981, when he goes to Delhi to record for the first time, the music director starts laughing upon hearing the lyrics of his songs but also praises his writing and singing. Chamkila's first album recording is completed, and shortly after its launch, his songs start playing in the market, and his record becomes a hit. Currently, all of Chamkila's disciples arrive at his house with his and Amarjot's bodies. Where his alcoholic uncle is not ready to believe that Chamkila is dead. A little later, some policemen also arrive at his house. His disciples tell them that there was a dispute between Tikki, Chamkila and Sonia's manager over money. Tikki tells Sonia's manager that Chamkila alone will make songs, Chamkila alone will make tunes and you will take all hard-earned money. Due to which, he and Sonia's manager separate from Sonia and decide to run their own akhada. They started from the streets, and soon they got a akhada, and their reputation gradually increased. In no time, they also take over Sonia's manager's office. After Sonia left, there was no other girl left with him. Most girls refused to sing with him because of his obscene songs. That's when he meets Amarjot. He likes her so much that he fights with Tikki to sing with her and contracts with her father for a month. They both work very hard together and practice diligently. But their first akhada gets cancelled due to a fight at a wedding. Everyone blames Amarjot, and this news reaches Chamkila's ears, and also she refuses to work in Chamkila's akhada. But Chamkila assures him that they will soon become so famous that people will cancel events to come to theirs. They gradually start their akhada, and their pair becomes famous, along with releasing an album. The album becomes so hit that Chamkila's name reaches a music company in Kolkata. Meanwhile, love begins to blossom in Amarjot's heart for Chamkila. A few months later, Amarjot's father, out of fear that something might happen between Amarjot and Chamkila, asks her to move to another singer. Amarjot tells all this to Tikki and tells him to tell Chamkila to marry her. Both Amarjot and Chamkila elope and get married at Chamkila's house. The next day, when they are sitting and drinking in the office, some people come to kill him. On Tikki saying, it is guessed that they might be Amarjot's father's men sent to kill him, but Chamkila tells him that they are from his first wife's house and tells him that his first marriage happened in his youth. Both then go to confront them together, and the matter reaches the panchayat. But due to some good deeds of Chamkila and his popularity, there is a fight in the panchayat, and the panchayat cannot come to any decision. Amarjot is also angry with him, but Chamkila explains to her that their pair is super hit and he doesn't want to look back now. Slowly, the numbers of their Akhada and all their albums keep becoming hits, and their popularity increases so much that everyone is crazy about them. Then comes the year 1984, and after the riots in Punjab, orders come from government to stop dancing and singing, and other singers feel that people don't have money for food, so where will they buy records from? Chamkila meets the owner of a record company and convinces him that at times like these, when people are surrounded by sadness, they need real fun entertainment. After that, when Punjab was not recovering from the riots, Chamkila was running Akhada on the other side and releasing albums, which was provoking other artists even more. They make a plan that if his name is dragged in the news in the wrong way, then after the riots, the awakening that the religious people have, they will go after them. During a news interview, Chamkila was nervous. When asked why he was nervous, he tells her that she is wearing jeans, so he can't look straight at her. The reporter tells him that Chamkila is shy, who has used women in his obscene songs. But Chamkila tells the reporter that he makes obscene songs because people like those songs, and at the same time, he realizes that if he wants to survive, he has to make obscene songs. But his compatriots do not mention his compulsion in the news and instead defame him and Amarjot. Along with that, his competing artists also talk against him in their Akhadas. Chamkila drops Amarjot at her house for her pregnancy days. There, his sisters and other women of the house talk about how they support him in singing vulgar songs. Through a radio announcement, it's revealed that all of Chamkila's songs have been banned, and now no one can listen to them. Chamkila goes to pick up Amarjot and tells her about a lucrative offer for a big Akhada, where despite their records being banned, they are selling for even more money. He tells her that this is their time, but they don't know for how long, so he encourages her to do what they can while they have the opportunity. After they leave, the women of the house talk among themselves about how vulgar songs come to his mind, but an elderly woman in their house mentions that such thoughts are in every man's mind, but the difference is some speak out while others keep it to themselves. Another elderly woman sitting with them mentions that women also sing such songs when alone. Afterward, all the women sing old vulgar folk songs. Then we learn about Chamkila's female fan following, how he clandestinely listens to his songs, and how famous he is among women as well as men. In the next scene, a huge crowd gathers at one of his Akhada, and the roof of a house collapses due to the crowd. Some women get injured, but the Akhada doesn't stop. Chamkila receives a threatening letter, warning him to stop singing vulgar songs or else he will be killed. Just then, a sick man peeks into his shop holding some papers. Chamkila thinks he's looking for him. He confronts him and brings him to his house, where Chamkila puts a lot of money in front of him and begs for his life. It turns out the man is an income tax officer named Swarn Singh. He first asks him to keep the money, then reads his letter. He pays all of his income tax and arranges some support from religious organizations through his contacts. Chamkila confesses his mistakes to them and promises not to sing such songs publicly anymore. He announces in his office that he will now sing only religious songs. Everyone is surprised, and they doubt if he can create religious songs. After some practice, he creates a religious song that becomes a huge hit. He starts singing religious songs even at his Akhada. But soon, people demand him to leave the religious songs and sing his old songs again. Although he doesn't listen to some Akhadas and continues to sing religious songs, in the end, he succumbs to the pressure and starts singing vulgar songs again. Sometimes he even receives threats in the Akhadas. He tries to seek help from the police, but they refuse. One day, he gets a movie offer where they need some scenes from his Akhada. He agrees because his dream was to act before becoming a singer. Things worsen when people pretending to be his fans start looting him at his home. Along with Punjab, he starts performing shows outside India as well. Their first show is in Bahrain, followed by Canada, where he doesn't take Tikki with him because he fears leaving her in Canada. Chamkila becomes famous worldwide. During one of his shows in Canada, so many tickets are sold that the organizer had to add 1,000 extra seats. But during the show, some people come to threaten him for his vulgar songs. However, it seems Chamkila is unfazed, and he goes straight to the stage for his performance. In the next scene, in Canada, he is threatened by some religious activists and receives 4 vows to stop singing vulgar songs, stop drinking alcohol, stop eating meat, and stop smoking cigarettes. But as soon as he leaves, he lights a bidi in his car. Gradually, all his companions leave him, and in Punjab, poisoning against him continues. One day, two people fire at his car parked outside his office and then flee. Swarn Singh advises him to stay in Canada, but Chamkila refuses, saying if he stays abroad, someone else will become Chamkila. He tries to explain that his enemies have increased, and someone will take advantage of any opportunity to take revenge on him. But Chamkila doesn't understand and tells him that if his name is written on any bullet, it will find him one day. He asks Amarjot to stay back, but she also doesn't agree. Now, they both do shows in Akhada fearlessly, and they return to their city in Punjab and head towards to their last Akhada where Amarjot and Chamkila are shot. At present, a police officer admits that he was also a fan of his devotional songs and had listened to many of them. The next morning, Amarjot's parents and other people from the family arrive at their house. Amarjot's parents can't control their greed and steal all the money kept in the house. After their funeral, the police officer retrieves some tapes from the dashboard of his car, revealing that he too had secretly listened to Chamkila's songs. He listens to Chamkila's songs outside his son's room, but as soon as he hears the gate rattling, he stops the tape and hides it. He goes to his son and tells him that he can listen to Chamkila's songs whenever he wants. The movie ends with a scene from that movie, where Chamkila is performing in his Akhada.